What's going on, everybody? We are back for another Code Peterson tutorial, and this is kind of exciting because recently I got accepted into the all Adobe Firefly artificial intelligence beta testing. All you have to do is go to the web page and apply to be a beta tester, and then you just wait for them to allow you to do it. And it took a while, but as soon as it got there, I was excited to go in and try this out. So I thought I would show you these. And this tutorial, I'm going to show you the first one on here, which is the text to image. This is pretty cool. So I'm going to click here on generate. And in here, you'll notice you have this little gallery. There's these pictures. When you hover over them with your mouse, it gives you the prompts that they used to create that graphic. So this one, they typed in sleeping bear in nightgown and nightcap. And that's what it came up with. And there's all sorts of crazy pictures. Some of them are more look like they were made with paint and art. Some of them look like they're made with photographs. You can add all sorts of effects. So let's look at these things here. So to begin with on here, I'm going to type in this like creature made out of, I don't know, technology. Creature made out of technology. All right. And then I'll click generate. Old Grammarly's trying to fix my spelling errors and everything there. And so then when I get in here, I see these pictures that are in here. It shows you 4 at a time. When you mouse over each of them, you'll notice that you can show similar ones to this. You can see different options of what you want to do, like maybe you want to submit it to the gallery or use it for reference or copy it to your clipboard to bring into like Photoshop. You can also download it. It'll download your images from this as JPEGs, and it will put a little bit of it'll put a little watermark there in the end, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Actually, you can also thumbs down or thumbs up the results. And you can also report it if it's like something offensive or inappropriate or anything like that. So again, we're just trying to give them feedback on what we're looking for and if what we like or what we don't like, if we think this helps with what we type. And it helps to make the artificial intelligence smarter. These images are generated with the AI from Adobe Firefly, and it's using assets from the Adobe libraries. Like if you pay for the subscription to use their images from their library images and things like that, that's where it's getting everything from. So you don't run into any issues with copyright or taking assets from or just having your work being impressed upon by ideas from other things where it influenced your work or anything like that. You don't have to worry about those in this case. With part of the user agreement, as you're using the beta on this, you're not allowed to use this for commercial purposes. It will, I believe, put in some tags saying that this was created with the aid of Adobe Firefly, which is good to see, and those kind of things. On the right hand side, you'll notice that we have your aspect ratio. So if you want it to be landscape, portrait, square, or even widescreen, perfect for social media and those things. You can decide if you wanted to draw inspiration from the content from like graphics, art, or photo, or if you don't have a preference. Then when you look in here, there's different types of styles that you can do. So you can change the effect, you can adjust the materials, the movements, and those kind of things. If you want it to look like layered paper, you can click on layered paper and regenerate your images. And it does, depending on what time you go in there, it takes a little bit longer. And you can see then this one here, it looks like these are kind of little cutout pieces of paper in there, which is pretty cool. So all sorts of this stuff that you can do. If you go down underneath that, you have the color and tone, and you can change those major looks of your graphic. In the lighting section, I think this is kind of cool. So if you want more backlighting or dramatic lighting, And those things, you can do that. And really cool with the composition, this is like photography composition stuff. If you want it to be like it's from a macro photography, so if it's like something like where you get that tilt shift effect and those things, you can apply those to your graphic also. So we'll look at this, we'll see how it appears. And so this one with that macro photography, you can kind of see like right here, it gets a little blurry on both sides. For that is that tilt shift effect. And if you don't like any of those results, you can refresh them and do it. And if you want to download it, you just click download. It tells you the information that you need to know, the credentials that will be included, and then you click continue. And it just takes a second, and you'll see down here in the bottom left hand corner, you get this little, it's not really a watermark, it's more of just kind of something that you see there no matter what, to let people know that you made it with Adobe Firefly Beta, and that also that you're not able to use it for commercial use. But this is really fun to play around with. You can change these as you go through the prompts and do all these things. So another example on here we could try out, we could say like a cereal box, or maybe a silly monster cereal box chasing breakfast foods. So I'm going to type this in here, and you see you get all sorts of crazy looks. Some of them can be a little bit disturbing looking, but there's all sorts of things you can do with that. And you can remove any of these filters or any of these adjustments that you want to make to this, and it is really cool. I encourage you to go to the Adobe Firefox page, try this out, and see the different things you can make. Like these last ones were just kind of silly things, but you could say something like a holiday cabin in the snowy mountains with a horse carriage outside. And then we get these different results in here. This one, let me change it and see how it looks like in photo mode, if we get any better results from this. So this one, it didn't change too much from that, but then if you refresh and you look at more, some of these, so like this one here, it's like actually turning the cabin into the carriage. You know, sometimes it uses your words more literally than in other phrases, but you can see all these kind of things, that all these fun creations you can make with it. And like the biggest use I would say for this, I wouldn't use this to replace any content that I could make, because when I make something for myself, I have full creative control and I can make exactly what's pictured in my mind. But maybe if I had a podcast episode that I needed a social media graphic for, or something that I wanted to include with a blog entry or something like that, this might be a useful tool to find kind of a creative picture that you could apply with that you don't have to spend as much time using, but it also looks kind of unique and interesting and is something that would stand out from what everybody else is using for their work. So again, this is Adobe Firefly text to image, and I think it's worth trying out. It's free to try out. You just have to be on Adobe Creative Cloud, obviously. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are on it, or share any kind of creations you made. And I'll make a couple more of these for the other apps, so stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you on the next video.